Record. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my world. Cookie Monster here today because it's appropriate. I'm doing my Snickerdoodle cookies today for two people, technically. One is for my friend Denise, also known as Lucky's dog trainer, and for my sister-in-law in Indiana, Janet. I love you both. And yes, I'm actually making these cookies to send to Janet in Indiana. So I'm going to show you how I do this. So it's quite actually simple. Let's see if I can move this where you can really see it. Okay. Can you see that? Okay. So in here, if you can see, well, I have a stick, or you can, if you have it in the canisters, it's Crisco butter flavored margarine, and it's just one stick or 1 cup if you want to measure it yourself. I usually double this recipe, but for right now, I'm only going to make it a single batch because I actually made, I think, 3 double batches yesterday. And the key to this is that you make the dough, but you have to refrigerate it overnight. So, because the key to them is very cold dough and a very hot oven. That's what makes them really good. So let me put this back here so you can see. So I guess it doesn't quite let you see. Okay, well, anyway, I guess you can't see exactly what I have in there, but anyway, it is 1 stick of butter flavored Crisco or 1 cup. And I let that kind of mix up a little bit. Then for the single batch, you add 1.5 cups of sugar to it. And I let it really mix up. There we go, maybe that's better. Let it really mix up. And you can do this, of course, with the hand mixer, but this is so much easier for me, at least. Okay, let's see. Especially when you're doing a double batch, it's a lot of dough. So a single batch will make like 1.5 dozen cookies. So I mix it up really, really good. And then I add 2 eggs. Just to mix a little more. One, and then mix in a little bit. 2, in a little bit. Oh, I didn't add my, yeah, I did. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm sorry. I thought I messed up. Oh my goodness, me in the kitchen. It's always a fun experience. Okay. Now, in this bowl, don't drop. In this bowl, you can see that I have, I'm so used to doing a double batch, 2 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I have 2 teaspoons cream of tartar and 1 teaspoon baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I put this together first and I make sure it's just stirred really well. Now, let's see. Okay, I put this on because sometimes the flour, got a little at a time. Sometimes it shoots up and all over the place. So use the flour guard and just add it slowly. I guess it's not as bad when you only do a single batch. I never just do a single batch, but I'm doing this just to show you how the dough is made and how easy it is. Last little bit. There we go. Now that's mixed in. I take this, especially I like to scrape it because sometimes the bottom doesn't get mixed in enough. But maybe again, that's more when, because I'm usually making a double batch, and so it's a lot more, but the dough looks really good. Okay, let's see here. Just a second more. I don't like to over mix it once I add the flour. I just like to make sure it's good and mixed. And then what you do, let's see here. These gray. And let's see. So then normally I do it in 4 things, but because this is a half, well, half for me, half of a double batch. So I get, I don't know if you can see it on the counter, but I get a piece of plastic wrap. And then, show you what I do. This dough looks really good. Really, really, really good. So stir it. If you can see that, that's what it looks like. Then what I do, that way, take about half of the dough and make it into a ball. And then, smooth this out of the way. So you can see, I put it on the plastic wrap, wrap it up like that. I'm going to get my other piece of plastic wrap. And the rest of the dough. This dough looks really good. It's really soft and just beautiful cookie dough. Not my favorite cookie dough though to eat. I know I'm so bad for that, aren't I? But this is not my favorite cookie dough. I know oatmeal chocolate chip or chocolate chip. Those are probably my favorite. Okay. Then I do this. So then I have the 2 balls of dough, and I take them and put them in a Ziploc bag. But normally I have 4, and this will fit a double batch. And these are the storage size Ziploc bags, but you can fit a double batch. So, okay, now I will put these in the fridge. And I will pause this video for 1 second so I can set up and show you how I bake them. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So here's one of the things I have wrapped in dough. And like I say, the key to this is a very hot oven and very cold dough. You preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And let's see, I'm gonna take that off. There we go. Okay, so I only do 6 to a pan. Oh, excuse me. I have to tell you one other thing. So you take 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I probably double it even for a single batch. I would double that. I have a ton more here because I have a lot of cookies to bake, a lot of cookies. So, and I don't like to have to stop and make more. So I make plenty. And what you do is you take some dough. I don't know. I try to make them, I make them kind of big. I only put 6 on a pan. So I don't know. I kind of make them big. And then you take them and you roll them in the cinnamon sugar. Make sure they're all the way coated and then put them on your pan. So I'll keep doing that. But yeah, these are like, I made these one time for Bob's work and everybody just loved them. This was years ago. And I was like, they're not even my favorite cookie, but everybody that tries these really likes them. And I think the reason why, I don't know, I love them when they first come out of the oven. Let me say that, because the edges are crunchy and they're warm and the centers are soft. But then it's like after they've sat for a while and really cooled, they're very soft cookies. And there's nothing wrong with that. I guess everybody loves that. But to me, then I just want a sugar cookie if I want a soft cookie. I don't know. But when they first come out of the oven, yeah, they are really good to me, when they first come out of the oven, because after they're still warm and the edges are crunchy. So anyway, so I just put, 6 on a pan, and I'll cook 2 pans at one time. And you cook them, depends on your oven, but 9 to 11 minutes. And let's see, and when in between, I always stick my dough back in the refrigerator because I want the dough to be extremely cold, or as cold as it can be. So this is how I do. I mean, if you want smaller cookies, I suppose. And these will, in the oven, they will puff up and then come down, and they kind of crack like Snickerdoodles do. And yes, so I'm gonna finish putting the other pan together, then I'm gonna put them in the oven and bake them 9 to 11 minutes, and I will be back to show you. So I will pause this and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm just trying to bake them all. Excuse me. But I thought of some little tricks that I probably should share with you guys. So, because the key to these, and I already packaged some because I was going to try to finish baking them all, then show you them and show you how I package them, which I will still do. But I thought there are some little tricks that are really important. And here's one of them. I will take, I gotta take that off. There we go. I get like a little bowl like this. already put it in the fridge, but I wanted to show you. Just take a regular like little cereal bowl or whatever and roll your balls of dough. Don't dip them in the sugar and cinnamon yet, because here's the thing. And the reason I do this is I have one of these bowls in the fridge already getting cold. And the reason for it is, okay, when you're rolling the balls of dough, there's heat in your hands, right? So it kind of warms up the dough. So I try to just roll the balls, put them in like this. If you roll them in sugar, because, okay, hold on. Can you see that? Because they're going to flatten a little, kind of sitting on top of each other. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, I guess. And you don't have to go to all this trouble if you don't want to, but I do. Because that's just me. And the reason I don't do, like, you could roll them in the sugar, cinnamon sugar, and put them in here. And then put them in the fridge to get a little colder. But I like to be able to kind of shape them a little bit again if I need to, but not, it doesn't take a lot because they're already pretty much shaped and they kind of stay. So sort of. So, but this way I put them back in the fridge, even just for a few minutes. I feel like the colder, because that's the key to these, honestly. As cold a dough as you can get and as hot an oven as you can get. This is going to be a really tiny one right here. And I did get exactly 3 dozen out of one double batch. So there we go. So now I'm going to put these in the fridge while I wait for these ones to be done. And also the thing is too, you want your pans to completely cool. So it's not like doing other cookies where, oh, you take the pans out and you just put them on. I mean, you can, they're going to taste good. Don't get me wrong. But if you want them to look really good, it does take a little bit of extra effort and just a little more time, because I like my pans to be completely cool. And I work with 4 pans. So I have 2 in the oven and 2 waiting, but I like them to be completely cooled. I like my dough to be refrigerated a little. So I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. Oh, and do you see my Band-Aid? Yes. So yesterday I posted on Facebook, and I'm on Facebook under Suzanne's World space, Suzanne's World, no space in between Suzanne's and World, because somebody else took that. So I had to do it twice and just 1 space in between Suzanne's World space, Suzanne's World. So yes, was it not yesterday, excuse me, day before, I made spaghetti, homemade spaghetti sauce. And I meant to post pictures after and I forgot. I was just so hungry. I was like, I forgot. And so I posted a thing, you see there? I burnt my hand right there, taking the bread out. I cut my finger here, which it really doesn't look bad. But I did a post like, I'm really bad in the kitchen. And my 13-year-old grandson's like, Grandma, how did you like burn your hand and cut yourself? Like, and it was really bleeding. It doesn't look like much now, but 2 days ago, it was a bit bleeding. And I was like, because Grandma's just dangerous in the kitchen. Hello, let's flash forward today. I'm in the kitchen again, right? So do you see this? I have a Band-Aid on it. When I package this, and I'll show you how I do that in a few minutes, I tear wax paper and I put in between the layers, especially if I'm going to mail them. Sometimes I'll just put them in a Ziploc bag if I'm just giving them to someone close, because I like to keep them fresh. But a lot of times I will get like a Ziploc container or type container like that and package them in that and do layers of wax paper. So that being said, I was, tearing one off. How did I cut myself? Like how, I don't know. I told you I'm a danger in the kitchen. I'm not always great in the kitchen, but anyway, so I just thought I would share that. And don't worry, there is no blood in the cookies. I promise you that. That wouldn't happen. But anyway, I hear my timer going off. I gotta get my cookies out the oven. I'll be back shortly, show you the end result and how I package them. See you soon. Okay, man, I'm so sorry. So I'm back and I finally got all of the cookies baked. I have 2 containers packaged and ready. So I have 1 more and I'll show you how I do it. So I usually use different containers, but these were the only ones I could get. So I put them in a single layer and then a piece of wax paper. And yes, I am a perfectionist, but not with my wax paper. And here's why. Nobody gives a damn about the wax paper, okay? It's just, I feel it's a little better packaged that way, but really nobody cares. They just grab the cookies and it goes in the garbage. So sometimes, yes, I'll cut it to exactly fit, but most of the time I don't. So these are kind of cool. I think I should be able to get 32 cookies in each. I got 32 in the other 2. So that's, what am I at? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. More wax paper. 13, 14, 15, 16. Paper. 17, 18, 19, 20. It always seems like I'm not going to get 32 in here, but the other ones did. Is that 20? I think that was 20. 21, 22, 23, 24. 5, 26. Okay, this isn't going to fit. Well, the other ones, maybe these are, I don't know. Let's try. That's 28. I don't know. Let's try. I don't know. The other ones fit, barely fit 32. I don't know. Is it going to work? We're going to make it work. And it's like, you're smashing my cookies. No, I think because the lid's a little higher. Okay, let me stick that in. So I got 32 times 3, which is 96 cookies, Janet. Look. All ready for you. Look at that. Oh, yummy and ready. And I haven't had one yet. I'm going to, but I have to take these and box them myself. Because here's the story. So like a year ago, I made cookies and I just pretty much took them like this to the post office. And well, not to the post office, excuse me, to this like little business, because I try to support Oakdale businesses. And I won't say the name of the company because they had just changed owners. So I don't want anyone to think it was the original owners because they were cool. But I legit mailed cookies to 3 people. And 2 of the 3 people, when they got their cookies, I'm mortified at this. They're like, and they sent me pictures. There was a bite out of a cookie. First off, do you see there's no one around here? Like Bob is in the bedroom with the dogs. There were no kids here. There was nothing. Like I am very particular and I'm a perfectionist when I bake and especially when I mail stuff. But legit, 2 of the 3 people, and they sent me pictures. Somebody had bit out of one of the cookies. So here's the crazy thing. I used to, like I say, go to this little business in Oakdale and I just take whatever it was I need to mail and like, here, you deal with it, you box it for me. And I took them something similar like this. And you could even still feel it. The cookies were a little warm because when I send cookies, I bake them, package them, and straight they head to the post office. Well, now the post office, I don't trust anybody else. And like the lady gets them and she's like, oh, these smell good. Oh, they're still warm. Okay, but I don't think none of it. Like, yeah, they are, right? And yeah. And so when they get them, there's like bites out of 2 of the 3 people I sent them to. Okay, that's not cool. And oh, don't think I didn't call the lady. And I was like, hey, I know this is a little awkward and weird, but like, you're the one who I gave him to. Is there anybody else there? No, there's nobody else here. Well, like, and I'm not like trying to straight out come out and say, hey, why the flip did you take a bite out of the cookie? Like, hello. I get they were tempting. I get they were still a little warm from the oven and you couldn't help yourself. Why take a bite? Lady, just take a whole cookie. Like, don't try to make me look stupid. Like, I bit out of a cookie and sent it to people. No, I know, and you know that you took the bite out of them cookies. Okay. Nobody's fooling anybody, but it's kind of stupid. Like, how dumb are you? Okay, I'm just saying, I'm over it. I don't go there anymore, but I promise you, these are going to be put in boxes. Well, hopefully we have a box that just fits one, and I'm sealing it. Oh, hell yeah. I'm not trusting nobody to package my cookies no more. But they are going to the post office packaged. So anyway, oh, I haven't eaten one. I always usually, okay, with the exception of my magic cookie bars, those didn't go very well. And I was so frazzled, I didn't try them. But you know what? Although they didn't look that good being put together, they were delicious. Oh my God, they were delicious. So I haven't even shown you a cookie. How awful am I? I'm like, hey, my cookies are great and haven't even shown you one. Oh my gosh. So let me show you. Look how delicious that is. I'm so sorry. I get so sidetracked sometimes. But here they are. Oh my God, doesn't it look delicious? And the edges are crunchy because they're still super fresh. Oh my God, do you hear the crunch? Oh my God. These are delicious, y'all. I don't know if you can hear the crunch. That's like my favorite part. But after they sit, they get too soft and you don't get the crunch. Mmm. This is really good, y'all. Do you notice how I'm always eating the edge? Because that's my favorite part. I like the edges. Oh my God, these are good. Mmm. Okay, this is delicious. Maybe I don't blame the lady but take a bite. Like, lady, just take a whole damn cookie. No one would have known. A whole cookie. Like, don't just take a bite. Take a whole cookie. No one would have busted you. You could have had like basically 3 cookies. You could have taken a cookie from each one. And nobody would have known any different. Oh my God, these are good. Oh my gosh, that was good. All I need is some milk. But okay, here's my last little snickerdoodle story. So many years back when I very first met Bob's family, they were doing a family reunion and Bob and I flew back to Indiana to visit them. And and Bob's like, you should make snickerdoodles. So I did. And I made 8 dozen snickerdoodles. I think today was like 101 cookies. I don't know if I counted correctly. It's like 101 cookies. So anyway, and we actually legit carried them on the plane in containers just like this. I think I had like, because the containers I had carried 2 dozen. So I think Bob and I both like had to sit and carry like 2 containers of snickerdoodles. Yeah. So that's my last snickerdoodle story. I hope you guys try them. They really are delicious. So try them and tell me what you think. Till next time.